Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is your man, Juan J. Johnson, coming at you live from Lone Wolf Firearms. We're doing an evening broadcast. Like I said, I will be coming on more frequently, more often. Again, I believe that this is a great time to share and add value to your life. Uh, talk about me, what I do, what I see out here in these streets. So, with that said, look here. I'm gonna need you to go to lwftraining.com, lwftraining.com for your for your firearm services. If you want a HQL, which is a handgun qualification license, go to lwftraining.com. If you want your wear and your carry, we need you to go to lwftraining.com. If you need a renewal for your wear and carries, I need you to contact me. You can email me at lonewolffirearm@gmail.com. That's lonewolffirearm@gmail.com. You can cash app. You can at Lone Wolf Firearm. See, PayPal. You have many ways where you can contact me. I need you to share this video on all your social media platforms because we're going to be discussing a very hot topic, and I plan on going in. We're going to discuss what do you do if you survive an excessive force encounter by the police. Again, what do you do if you happen to survive an excessive force encounter from the police? As you can see in the description, my title, I am a retired police officer of the Metropolitan Police Department in the great state, correction, the great municipal city of Washington, D.C. I gave the D.C. the police department some 20, I gave them a quarter century, at least 27 years of my life. Uh, Everything wasn't always good. I had some challenges, like we all had some challenges. I had some struggles, like we all had some struggles. And there's some things I had to overcome. And one of the things I had to overcome was an excessive force complaint that I did towards the police department. Um, July is a special month for me, especially July 23rd. It was on July 23rd, 2001. Uh, I was involved in an excessive force incident with members of the police department, my own police department. I was mistaken for a or drug dealer, and I was stomped out. Literally, I was stomped out. It wasn't until after I showed my badge from my neck, and they realized that they had assaulted the police. Um, at the time of the assault, well, let me just go back. I lived in an area that was a very high crime area in the DC area, in the northeast section, northeast quadrant. I was at home and I went to my mailbox to retrieve my mail. This was again July 23rd, 2001. That was 22 years ago. I remember it like it was yesterday. On my way back in the mailbox, there was a young man who I seen running through the courtyard. And let me describe why I stayed. Where I stayed was an apartment, and behind the apartment was the courtyard where all the mail was. It was a gated community. So um, I said to the young man, he said some sticker boys were chasing him. So I figured if the sticker boys would chase him, come across him, they're gonna get me too. But I'm home. They didn't have my gun on me. Guns in the house. You know, they think I have to be strapped going to the mailbox because everybody in the neighborhood knows the police lived in the area. Okay. Um, and the advantage of having a police officer in the area is it clears about 3 or 4 blocks. It's supposed to, it should anyway. So, with that said, um, I assisted a young man, told him to stay downstairs. I'd go upstairs and get him some water because I got him to my apartment building, close the door. Unless you had a key or get buzzed in, you couldn't get in. He said, okay. Long story short, I went upstairs to my building, to my apartment on the 3rd level, got him a glass of water. And when I came back out my building, out my apartment door, he had made his way up the steps. And I'm like, yo, what you doing? I was gonna meet you downstairs. Long story short, I'm hearing running in the hallway. And I begin to see people coming up the steps. I look over the rail, it's the police. He running from the police, not the drug boys. I dropped the glass of water, and next thing you know, I'm hearing, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. So what I did, I'm looking at the officer with a block in my face. I mean, you can see fear in his eyes. You can see that he was about to pull the he was squeezing the gun so tight that the magazine fell out of the gun onto the floor, family. That's how hard he was squeezing that gun. And I did not want to get shot in the face. My beautiful, beautiful face. So I turned around, not to run because I just came out the house. I turned around and fell back into my apartment. And that's when he commenced to stomping me out. And I kept saying these beautiful words. I'm the police. I'm the police. Why are you stomping me? I'm the police. All right? So when they turn me over, the badge comes out, and now you see that you've been stomped like the police. Okay. Be very clear. So what did I do after that? They put the cuffs on me. I'm pissed off. I'm on mad at the world. And so they called from an official. I'm not gonna share any names right now of all those involved, although it was some 22 years ago. Solberg was the captain. I lied. Captain Solberg, who was the captain of the lieutenant at the time, and he became a commander at 5B, came to sing. At the same time, there was another official, who was one of my classmates. I'm dropping names. I'm gonna drop names. Man Lopez. Trust me, I already have a video about this on my Real Talk with Juan J. Johnson YouTube channel. I've got this on Facebook, so to some this may be new, to others this could be kind of old because I kept the story under wraps for years and talked about it. But I don't have no problem dropping names because it's public knowledge. As a matter of fact, you type in my name, Juan Johnson, versus the District of Columbia, because this case took about 8 years to settle. Okay, just type in Juan Johnson versus the District of Columbia, the District of Columbia Metropolitan Police Department. We was in district court. But before we get there, let me deal with this assault and what I did, because I want to deal with what you need to do if you get assaulted by the police, if you have an excessive force, what do you need to do? And I need you to share this video. What's up, Chrissy? I see. I need you to share this video. I need you to subscribe to these channels. And I also need you to, if you're on YouTube or if you're on Twitter and even Facebook. You see across that screen, you see my cash app. You see the PayPal. I need you to make the contributions. Again, back to my story. Um, Again, I got assaulted. The official came on the scene. Um, I just had to try to remain as cool as I can, but I just been stumped out to the point where I went to the doctor because I was peeing blood, and eventually I had to have me a surgery. I had surgery. That's how bad it was. Um, but um, I want you guys to know this: if you are a survivor of an excessive force by members of any police department from Maine to California, I'm gonna tell you what I did. I had to regain my composure. Number one, you know, what had happened, I survived it, and I regained my composure. Okay, I went to the doctors to be checked out because again, I was peeing, urinating blood, and eventually I had to have surgery. Number two, or number three, I sat down and I began to write everything that took place on that day. From the time I got home to the time I went to the mailbox, to what I was watching on television, to what I smelled. I wrote down everything I could remember because you got to remember this. You are going to be telling a story, or you're going to be recreating events that took place in your life. Because I filed charges against the police department and against the officer that was involved. So again, I regained composure. I went to the hospital, got checked out. I wrote down what had happened in detail, and I lawyered up. I lawyered up, and after I lawyered up, I went and got me some treatment. What type of treatment? I'm talking about some psychological treatment. I had to be doctors at that time wasn't funny because yes, there is that post-traumatic stress syndrome when you've been assaulted by your own members of your own police department. Yeah. Yes, there will be some type of post-traumatic stress because you got to go back into that environment to work. And yes, I had those feelings, legitimate feelings of not trusting the police. Because here I am, the police, being assaulted by the police, and I'm seeing the cover up by the police. But I am the police. And so, yeah, so I went to, we had back then employees assistant program, which is a program in place where you come together and you can talk about issues, uh, personal, uh, professional. Uh, it was anonymous, and I'm suggesting to those who are listening to me that man, you survive an excessive force encounter by the police. You need to talk to somebody. It's not enough to talk to your family. Talk to somebody. Talk this thing out. Talk it out. Okay? Because again, it's a lot. It took me a while to be able to bounce back from that. It took me a while because again, I had some major personal issues. Actually, my doctors, Dr. Wilson, who was a medical psychiatrist on the police department at the time, he recommended for me to retire. He was trying to retire me because again, I had some psychological issues. It's look here. It was very, very hard to trust the police in that situation Because it wasn't just the assault, it was also the cover. It was also, you know, me having to prove that I was assaulted and watching the department go to bat for the other officer. Another officer was a white officer, okay? Was a white officer. Be very clear about that. And the union did not support me. I was a member, a dues paying member of the force. Had no support from them at all. I had to come out of my pocket and do this. And the same officer that assaulted me, they kept him on the job. He had a stellar career, a stellar career, while I had to deal with the post-traumatic stress of being the police and trying to do this job, not knowing if I was gonna be able to. So, yeah, if you, I repeat, are a survivor of an excessive force encounter by the police, I'm gonna need you to, you know, get yourself together, gain your composure. Okay, I need you to, I'm gonna need you to write down everything, write down everything that took place, everything. I'm talking about what, what, the, how, what type of day it was. Was it a sunny day, a rainy day, a cloudy day? What did you smell? Because certain smells trigger memories, certain smells trigger thoughts. I can remember the mail that was in my mailbox that day. Because when I wrote that complaint and I turned it in the next day, man, because they didn't lock me up when they realized that I was the police. And my story seems to be, you know, it seemed to be a legitimate story. I wasn't locked up. But when I filed that complaint, the assistant chief, the word got back to me. He said they should have locked me up. They should have locked me up because I was saying the whole time, I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue you. You gonna put your foot on me, you gonna stomp me out. I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue all y'all. So I was thinking back then. I did sue him. So here it is. Got my attorney, got my composure, went to the doctors. Eventually, I had to have surgery. Got my attorney, got me some treatment. Got me some treatment. When I say treatment, some psychological treatment, group, one-on-one, get being inside the group, and you talk it out. Uh, remain on the department until I eventually retired, and then I became. Well, forget it. Let's go here. So when I filed my complaint back in 2001, the department appealed it. They appealed it over the years. It finally went to the courts back in 2007, 2008. I remember it because that's when the new chief was coming on board, Catherine Lee. And somebody had told her, you have two officers right now, an excessive force complaint right now in district court. And somebody needs to make that thing go away. Because when I got assaulted, it was under the Ramsey regime in 2001. And by the time it got to the court, it came under the Lanier regime. Okay. So the department, well, before I get there, while we're in court, you would not believe that the government tried to make me out to be an angry, angry black police officer. An angry black police officer, an angry black police officer who concocted a story to defraud the government of some money. We cannot believe they went with that narrative. So they settled. They settled out of court. They put a gag on me, so I couldn't say nothing. I'm not a police no more. I'm not a police no more. I'm not beholden to gag orders. Gag me when I was You could gag me while I was working it, gag no more. So I decided to share a couple years ago. And I've been holding that story. I finally started talking about that story back in 2018, okay? 2018, 2019. And I had never really shared that story because I had been gagged. But when I was finally released from the department, and when I finally was able yeah, when I finally left, um, it freed me. It freed me to tell this story. So I want to share. I feel persuaded to tell you the story on today because a lot of us are still having. So watch this. When you don't control the media, you don't control the narrative. Okay, and a lot of us right now, we're not seeing a lot of. We may not be seeing excessive force complaints right now against citizens, but they're still taking place. They're still taking place. Okay, so I want you to know that if you happen to survive an excessive force complaint by the police, I'm gonna need you to basically, if you survive it, regain your composure. Go to the doctors and get checked out. Make sure you're good. Make sure you're good. Okay. If you have to stay in there, they beat you up real bad, and you have to do some days in the hospital. Take that time to try to remember the chain of events that took place and write those things down in detail. Because when you go to court, you want to tell your story or what you can remember. And again, it took me what? So my assault took place in 2001. I didn't get to court in 2007. That's a long time. That's like 6, 7 years that passed. Okay, about 6, 7 years have passed, and your memory begin to fade over the years. Okay, so it's better to just if you don't have pencil and paper, then take out your cell phone, your voice memo, and begin to talk. Begin to talk about what happened, date, time, all the people on the scene, all the officers involved, all the badge numbers, the cars, what was said, what wasn't said. Write it all down. All of it, family. All of it. You have to remember everything. I can't even, like I said, even down to the smells. Somebody could be cooking the pie, or somebody could be making some greens. Those smells trigger memories. What you was watching on TV. Okay, all of that is important, so that when you go to court, they will be able to see your humanity. They be, who's they? The judge, the jury, possibly the prosecutor, and your defense team. Okay. Again, we settled, but it wasn't over. It wasn't over. I remain I kept the target on my back, and I've always been outspoken, and I continue to be outspoken. Not as much as I was in my every time I was 20 something years ago. But that came on force 94, 7/11, 94. So watch this. 7/11, 94 is when I began the police. 7/23, 2001 is when I was assaulted. Okay. And that was 7/27, 2023 or 7/23, 23. It's 22 years later. And I remember it like it was yesterday. So again, I'm still here, and I'm not bitter with the police department. Be very clear. I'm not bitter. I'm better. Okay, a lot of us walking around with bitterness. I'm not bitter at all. You know, uh, now let me be very clear. That that bitterness didn't just go away overnight. It happened over a process of time of talking it through and talking to people. But I cannot live a life in bitterness. So I'm a better person, you know. But I know this, that the police department, uh, they have a responsibility to protect that system. And individuals like myself, uh, is they would consider me as collateral damage. Every police department has what they have in place called vicarious liability. That allows for they know that they're gonna have some rogue officers out here who gonna do some things. And they get money set aside, an attorney set aside to be able to pay people off or fight those long periods. Again, the union did not support me when I filed my complaint against the police department. And I was a dues paying member. No, they supported the other guy, okay, who kept his job. Okay, Jeffrey Bruce. Yeah, I'm dropping names. Okay, but again, I'm not bitter. I am having this broadcast today because I want you to number one share this video. I need you to subscribe to the channel. I need you to like the video on all the networks. I don't want you to be selfish. If this video is helping you, I need you to support. Look at, I became a firearm instructor. Okay, a firearm instructor. All right, because I saw the needs. I saw how people we need to learn how to defend ourselves. But again, I'm not bitter. I'm better. If you come around me, anybody who's been around me, you would have never known. You would have never suggested. You would have never guessed that you was talking to a survivor of excessive force by members of the police department. Because I don't walk around with that anger. I don't even walk around with that energy like that. I don't. And that was some 20 some years ago, 22 years ago, 22 years ago in 3 days. Okay. That's 723 would be 23 years. So if you happen to be in a situation where you are a victim, and for myself, I'm very clear, I am not a victim no more. I was a victim. Very clear. Look, I was a victim. I'm not a victim no more. Okay. I was a victim of police brutality. But I don't walk around the streets acting like a victim. I'm a victor. Okay. So when I share my story, I'm only sharing my story because, again, when you don't control the media, you don't control the narrative. And just because we're not seeing victims of police brutality these days on our coming from our legacy networks, um, maybe on social media, people are still being victims of police brutality, of excessive force. So I'm saying, try to regain your composure. Okay, go to the doctors and get checked out. Okay, write down everything that happened. Everything that happened. Okay, file that complaint. Don't be afraid to file that complaint. File that complaint against the police department. I know it can be expensive. You can try to get your attorney that will, that will look at the case and say, you know what, if it gets good here, and they may just want to get paid at the end of the trial piece. Again, my case, I got assaulted in 2001. I didn't go to court in 2007. About like 6 years before I saw closure. And every day it was an interesting day because The pressure and the stress to function and do your job when you know you filed charges against your job, and the people who were there on the scene are still working the job, and everybody got guns. We all got guns. I'm a firm believer that the reason why you don't see a lot of people, a lot of times, the reason why you don't see postal situations on the police department, because police officers can take their frustrations out on the citizens. Meaning, if you having a hard day at work and you dealing with some issues with your subordinates, with your supervisors, you can go out there in the street, man, and be a terror. Just lock up everybody you see. Where you would have given somebody a break, you just gonna lock them up. You know, so that's why you don't see a lot of postal situations at the police department, as you would see at the post office, because we already have the guns on us. And as much as you want to choke somebody out, bust them inside their face, or hit them inside their throat, you just go out into the street, and that little crime that you would have overlooked, you won't overlook it no more. You'll lock that person up. It's business, male, female, or child. That's why you don't see postal situations on the police department. Now you may see police officers commit suicide. That you will see when they've tarnished the badge or they inside some type of trouble and they can't see no way out and they take their lives. I mean, I personally know I found bodies of police officers who've taken their lives. I know personally of those who've taken their lives. I'm not going to put their names out there on this broadcast, but I had some real good, solid friends of mine who took their lives as police officers. Okay, so I tell you again, when I come on these stairs, when I come on these social media platforms and sharing and talking, I'm not giving you an opinion. I'm trying to give you some real life situations. Okay, and that's why I need y'all to hit that PayPal. And that's why I need you to hit that Cash App. And that's why I need you to sign up for your firearms training, lwftraining.com. Okay. See, when you look here, I already know this. I already know this. Longwood Farms is doing something totally different than everybody else out here on these social media streets. We talking about the guns. We talking about the police. We talking about what's going on in the neighborhoods. We talking about everything. Yes, we're gonna deal with the gun piece. Matter of fact, before I end this broadcast, I probably will deal with something about the gun piece. But I don't want you just to look at Lone Wolf training as just somewhere we just talk about the guns. No, we're gonna have a discussions about the issues. I don't want to be known as the gun guy. Just like you didn't know I was the police unless I told you. Because I did almost 27 years police. And a lot of my friends, a lot of folks didn't even know I was the police until they saw me in uniform or when I said something and they couldn't believe it. Because the thing about me, the beauty about me is this. I say, come as you are. You smoking? I'm not smoking, but you don't smoke. You sipping? I may not be sipping, but you go ahead on sip. Okay? I take you for who you are. It's some look here. It's some solid people I know who smoke every day. Good folks, solid folks. Okay? It's some solid folks I know who sip. Okay? It's just some good solid folks out here I know. But again, back to my topic. What to do after you survive an excessive force encounter by the police? If you survive the excessive force encounter, I need you to regain your composure. And I need you to go to the doctors and get checked like I did. I had to get checked out again because I was peeing blood. It stomped me out so bad. I had to have surgery eventually. Um, I wrote a statement, did my statement. You do a statement, you get lawyered up, okay? Get lawyered up, and make sure you have some family and some friends or psychiatrists around you you can talk to. It's a process to get back to the person who you may not be the person who you used to be because that type of trauma, you don't never go back to being that same person, but you want to become a better person. Again, had I not shared with you that I was the victim of excessive force, again, you can just type in my name and in your cursor, Juan Johnson versus the District of Columbia Metropolitan Police Department. You see the names involved, the people, the places involved. You see it right there. I can't make this up. I'm probably one of the realest dudes on social media right now. You know, and you better get on board now. I say social media. I was really doing a whole lot of my social media on Facebook. For those who've been following on Facebook for years, you probably heard this story. But now that I'm on YouTube and Twitter, I'm probably get the little TikTok. I'm about to look. It won't be long before I'll be a household name for the good. Okay? Because again, I'm more than a firearm instructor. So much more than a firearm instructor. So much more. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Again, you will be seeing me maybe every day because again, I'm committed to making an impact. I'm committed to adding some value to your life. The reason why I'm on social media, family, because I'm trying to add some value. I see social media as a weapon. You hear me? Like my firearms I train, I see social media as a weapon of good though, or for bad, depending on how you use it. I am a weapon of good. Okay. So when I come on social media, I'm trying to add some value to your life. Whether we talk about the guns, whether you're talking about real life situations, whether we're talking about current events. Now look, I am not no Republican, nor am I a Democrat. I'm an independent. So when I come at you, when we start talking about politics, no, I'm not loyal to the Republicans. And I ain't loyal to the Democrats. I'm loyal to myself. I'm an independent. Very clear on that. So when I start jumping on your boy Trump, when I start jumping on your boy Biden, I don't have no loyalty to either one of them. And I need to stop talking right now because I need to talk about my excessive force. So look, I'm looking forward to reintroducing myself to new people and coming back to some of my old people and we taking this social media piece to the next level. Again, I need you to subscribe to these channels. I need you to go to my old Real Talk channel, Real Talk with Juan J. Johnson. I need you to subscribe to my Lone Wolf Farms. If you don't see this logo, when you see that logo right there, that on my YouTube, that's the logo. If you don't see that, because there's some lone wolves out there, but when you see that wolf, you know you're on the right station. Uh, Twitter, I did create a Twitter page. I'm not using it right now, so I'm still under Juan J. Johnson on the Twitter. But that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Again, I need you to go to lwftraining.com. There is a wear and carry class on tomorrow, Friday and Saturday from 9 to 5. Friday, it will be a Zoom session. If you are serious about becoming a responsible gun owner, gun user, I need you to go to lwftraining.com. Sign up for that wear and carry class tomorrow at 9 o'clock sharp. We're going from 9 to 5. And then on that Saturday, we're going from 9 to 5. Saturday's going to be a hands-on. We're going to be dealing with the guns. We're going to be breaking them down. We're going to disassemble them, reassemble them. We're going to be cleaning the guns. We're going to teach you how to load that magazine. We're going to teach you how to shoot that gun, not to kill, but to stop the threat. We're going to teach you when and when not to shoot somebody or something. Okay? We're going to do all that tomorrow. I mean, on Saturday. There is a test. There's a written test and there's a shooting test. Okay, but don't worry about it. 'Cause I'm gonna keep pounding and pounding and pounding this information till you get it. I don't know why. I don't know what's taking people so long to become responsible gun owners and gun users. You see what's going on in these streets, right? You know, there's I think I got a video. There's many reasons to become a responsible gun owner, gun user. There's many reasons. People. One of them is the Second Amendment that you have the right to bear arms. That the Second Amendment is not a suggestion; it's a right of the people. I need you to be serious about defending yourself, about protecting your family, about protecting your community, about maybe protecting the city you're in, the state that you're in, and even the nation. For me, it's a bigger picture. It's a much bigger picture thing. Uh, a lot of people just think about guns to protect themselves, but no, it's so much bigger than protecting yourself. It really is. So again, I hope I added some value to your life. I see you, Anthony Wallace. Good to see you. I see you, Monica. I see you, Crystal. Wayne is in the house. Wayne is in the house. Look here. What I can't teach you, I need you to put Fire Be Perfect, Wayne, in the description. Put that. Put your stuff, Wayne, also inside the in the description so that they can access you. Um, again, uh, if you become a survivor of excessive force, regain your composure. Okay, go to the doctor to and get checked out. Write your statement. File your complaint. Okay, and I also need you to get you some treatment. I mean, go see a doctor. Go see a psychiatrist. Talk to your family. And don't become bitter. Don't become bitter. Become better. You know. Uh, again, I don't hate the police department. I got nothing but love and respect for the police department. So with that said, there's no hope no more. As you can see, PayPal. I want to see some PayPal. YouTube. I mean, Cash Apps. Okay. Look at for years, I gave y'all information for free on social media. I mean, y'all got so much. Matter of fact, I got about 162 videos on my old Real Talk channel, and y'all got that for free. You're not getting it for free no more. You're gonna pay for this information because I know I'm adding value to you. It's not that I need it. I don't really need it, but I think the things that you appreciate in life are things that you pay for. Okay. If somebody gave you things, sometimes somebody give you a card, you throw it away. But if you had to pay for that card, you put it inside your purse. You keep it. So I need you to go to the PayPal. I need to go to that Cash App. And once I figure out the super chat on YouTube, I'm gonna put that in there too. I will be coming probably every day, and again, adding some value to you, trying to help you through this life that we're in. I may not be always talking about the gun piece. I am not going to be going. Well, I'm not going to say that. Keep it to myself. There's some other things. There's some other topics that I will be discussing too, because I think again, I just want to see you to become. I want you to become a better version of yourself. And if I got the goods and I got the information to help you, I'm going to share it with you. The least I can do. Okay. But you have a responsibility too. And what is that? If you can give to your pastors on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and they ain't really saying nothing, most of them, and I'm helping you out, I'm adding to your life, you're going to hit that gas. You can do that PayPal or that Zelle. Matter of fact, I'm going to put that Zelle down there too. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You could be somewhere else, but you're here. I appreciate it. I want you to share this broadcast. Share it, share it, share it. Again, I want you to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Look, yeah, I'm not even chasing thousands. I'm chasing millions. I want a lot. I want look at. I want a lot of subscribers. I do. I do. Why? Because the more people that hear me, the better they gonna be. I believe so. It's watch this, family. It's so much garbage out here on this television, on these social media streets, and in real life. It's very rare to come across somebody who's real transparent, who's authentic, who's real, who's gonna tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. Um, and I always ask two questions. Two questions. Who do you talk to, and who do you trust? And the two are not the same. They are not the same. I can trust somebody with some information and won't even talk about my other stuff. I won't even talk about other things. So if you get somebody in your circle that you can trust and that you can talk to, man, you good. You good. So again, I am going to bring this to an end. Thank you for tuning in. Go to lwftraining.com and sign up for your firearms chain training. If you need an HQL, which is a 4 or 5 hour class, I may even extend it because the state requires 4 hours, but again, I need you to know what you're doing. It may take a little bit longer than 4 hours. Okay. If you want that wear and carry or the concealed carry, that is a 16-hour course. I don't think that's enough hours, but 16 hours is what they require. I'm gonna put 16 hours. If you're out of state, if you're out of state and you need me to come or us to come and train you or talk to your people, we will come. And I know that's important because watch this. I've trained in multiple states. I'm seeing a lot of people, they got certificates, they got permits, and they don't know what the hell they're doing with that gun. They don't know how to hold the gun, they don't know the laws, they don't know how to deal with malfunctions. Okay? So yes, we go out of state too. You're going to fund us, groups of 10 or more. Now, if you want to get me out there or get us out there, you one person, and you're going to foot that bill for that flight, for that hotel stay, and for that food, I don't have a problem. Okay? But if it's out of state, it's got to be groups, not just from one person, and let you do it all yourself. Okay? So look, thank you for tuning in. Always remember, it's not how much you know, family, it's how much you care. And my goal is to bring out that lone wolf in you. There is a lone wolf in you. Why a lone wolf? Because a lone wolf don't have to be in the pack to survive. A lone wolf can survive outside the pack. Some of you have been waiting for somebody else to step up and do something. It's time for you to step up and do it yourself. That said, have a great day, a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.